Hello and welcome to the Movie Power Rankings podcast show. I'm your host, Gabe Alexander, and with me today is guest Mike Romick. Mike, how are you today?
Very good. How about you? Just waiting for those Oscars to start.
Yes, as of recording this, we are just an hour and 45 minutes away from the Oscars. This will be our Oscars preview and prediction show, and so we're going to put Mike to the test as well as myself, see how many picks we can get right. We'll go right into it, Mike, and let's start with international feature film. We have, as far as the films go, we have 5 films in the category. Drive My Car from Japan. Lunana, A Yak in the Classroom from Bhutan, The Worst Person in the World from Norway, Flee from Denmark, and The Hand of God from Italy. So, Mike, let's start with your predictions as far as who do you want to win and who do you think will win this one?
Well, for what I would want to win, Lunana, Yak in the Classroom was just a wonderful, heartfelt movie, and I thought it was terrific, as is Worst Person in the World. I would probably go with Worst Person in the World, but of course the winner, that's my choice, but the winner will definitely be Drive My Car. I mean, with the nominated for picture and director and screenplay, I mean, that's going to be your winner, but you know, I like the movie, but it strikes me as sort of like a Roma, Amour, a foreign film that's, you know, overpraised for what it is. Not Parasite. Parasite, I don't think you can overpraise. But again, so I would pick Worst Person in the World, but I think Drive My Car will be the eventual winner.
Okay, well, I'm in agreement on you as far as Drive My Car being the winner. Who do I want to win this? I don't know. I've only seen 3 out of the 5. I've seen Flee and Hand of God and Drive My Car. I know Worst Person in the World will be Criterion release in a few months, but you know, I'm gonna just say winner, Drive My Car. I kind of did enjoy Hand of God. I watched that yesterday, so that'll go with my pick. I hope that one wins.
Okay.
Any other comments on international before we
No.
move on?
No,
okay. No, we're going to skip over the shorts. I don't think I've seen any of these. Mike, you usually do see most, if not all of these. Any comments on the shorts as far as documentary, animated, or narrative?
On the animated shorts, it was 4 of them I found very difficult to watch, very unpleasant almost. The one I enjoyed was the Robin. I think that's from the Arkman Wallace and Gromit studio, and that's very good. It's good, but you know, I sort of hope that wins. And the shorts, the fictional shorts, I saw them all and I liked them. Again, very depressing group of 5 there, but I believe it's the one with Raza Mid, I think it's the Long Goodbye. That was probably be my choice there.
And okay, any other comments or notes on any of the other shorts before we move on?
No, the only one of the other shorts I was able to get was the Queen of
Basketball.
The Queen of Basketball. Again, she was very good. It was very good. I mean, you know, but like I said, I've only seen the one, so I really wouldn't want to comment.
Okay, next category, we got animated feature film, 5 films. We have Encanto, Luca, The Mitchells versus the Machines, Flee, and Raya and the Last Dragon. So, Mike, your prediction for winner and who do you want to see win?
Well, the winner's going to be Encanto. I mean, it's the Disney's, and again, you know, it's the Bruno song, and you know, that's going to win. And again, my choice, believe it or not, I love Luca. I thought Luca was amazing, and you know, it's sort of, I'm glad it got nominated, but again, it's sort of, you know, in the shadow of Encanto. So I would pick Luca, but I think Encanto is your winner there.
Okay. My prediction is Luca, or not Luca, Encanto. And I'm going to go with Luca as the one I want to see win. I just started making up my top 10 for this year, and I usually like to include an animated. And I put Luca in my top 10 for 2021. So
Good choice.
anything else on animated?
No.
I know we watched The Flea. That was also in there for international, and I think it's in documentary. We weren't all that crazy about it.
And the fact that a good part of it is live action, and again, it's well intentioned and it's not a bad movie, but in 3 separate categories, I didn't quite see that coming. I mean, I remember I think it's Waltz with Bashir was nominated in 2 categories, and that was several years ago, and that was a terrific movie. But
yeah,
the Flea was good, but I think a little overpraised there.
yeah. No, I think all these are worth seeing, at least if you're an animation fan.
Sure.
So, okay. Next one is documentary feature. We have 5 films again. We have Ascension. We have Flea, which we just discussed. We have Writing with Fire, Attica, and Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised. Mike, give me your picks.
Okay. I think Summer of Soul is your winner there. I mean, it's won so many things. And again, it is excellent. And the only one there I didn't have a chance to catch was Writing with Fire, but I've seen the others, and we discussed Flea, Attica, terrific documentary, and then, but believe it or not, my choice would be Ascension. It was something very different. And for Summer of Soul, as wonderful as it is, I mean, it's a musical concert documentary and exceptional. Most people didn't know about it or didn't remember it. But Ascension is something quite different about, you tell somebody what it is, it's about a documentary about Chinese workers, but oh my gosh, it is taken from a Koyaanisqatsi point of view. Not a whole lot of dialogue there, but just, I don't think the Chinese think they might think it's a good thing, but I thought it was sort of terrifying on the viewpoint of the worker. And so my choice would be Ascension, but I think Summer of Soul will be your winner.
Okay. Well, quickly, my predictions will be Summer of Soul will win, and I think Summer of Soul was the best. I did see Attica. I saw Flea. Decent documentaries there, but I just think Summer of Soul, as far as the music, I really enjoyed it, and I definitely think it'll win.
It was wonderful, yeah.
Yes. Okay, Mike, anything else on documentary before we move?
Oh, other than possibly the best documentary of the year, The Rescue, not even nominated. And again, that documentary usually leave out, something amazing. Hoop Dreams being, the example out of the past. And it's like, I mean, just The Rescue got fabulous reviews, won awards, and not even nominated.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I liked The Rescue as well. It will be on my top 10 list of the year, too. So, okay, best achievement in visual effects. We have 5 films. We have Dune or Dune Part 1. We have No Time to Die. We've got Spider-Man No Way Home, Free Guy, and Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings. All right, Mike, what do you got?
Well, pretty sure Dune is going to win this, and it's really all of them were good, were interesting. There's not a dud in the bunch, but I'd probably go with Dune there too. I mean, I saw it a second time. I had a few issues with it, still do, but again, visual effects not an issue. So I think the winner and my choice would be Dune.
Dune. Well, we got 2 picks for Dune out of Mike here, and I'm going to go. I want to see Spider-Man No Way Home win this. I think it gives like a little credence to the Oscars as far as picking a movie, everyone likes. Again, I think there is a lot of love for Dune in the Oscars, and I think Dune will probably win, and Spider-Man being the one I want to see win.
Well, and with Spider-Man, you would have thought with the 10 nominees, I mean, not only because it was extremely popular, I mean, the fact that the reviews were great on it, and not only people liked it, critics liked it, and you would have thought they would have been able to find room in the 10 nominees for that as picture.
Sure. And I mean, I think all these films in the visual effects category are worth seeing. I think the effects are great. I think they're entertaining, big blockbuster kind of movies. So,
right.
You know, if that's your kind of movie, you know, all 5 of these are worth seeing. So, anything else on visual effects, Mike, before we go on here?
No, I don't think so.
All right, we're going to get into some musical categories. We got original song. With Belfast, we got Van Morrison. For Four Good Days, we have Diane Warren. For No Time to Die, we have Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell. Encanto, with Lin-Manuel Miranda. And King Richard's, Beyonce, and Dixon. What do you have here?
Okay. The song is probably going to go to Billie Eilish, No Time to Die, but again, certainly not my favorite Bond music. The Bond song. I thought it was a little on the slow side, but again, and you know, again, all of those sort of have something bleeding. I mean, I love Van Morrison. There's something, you know, unfortunately from Encanto, they didn't realize the Bruno song was going to be the one that was going to sort of hit a nerve, so they have another song, which again is not certainly a lovely song, and that would, you know, make Lin Miranda an EGOT winner. Of course, he won't be there tonight because his wife has COVID, so he'll be missing the ceremony, but I assume somewhere they'll have a camera on him in case he does win. But, I don't know. Like I said, I think the song, it will go to No Time to Die. And then, I don't know, I think I'll go with Van Morrison just because I've always enjoyed Van Morrison. But again, you know, not crazy about any of them, so to speak. But, you know, I would go with Van Morrison for my choice. Or I should say Down to Joy from Belfast.
Okay, I'm going to go with, I think King Richard, Beyonce will win. I think there's some buzz around that winning here. And
she's going to appear. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think they might give it to her. And, you know, I didn't mind the Billie Eilish song as much as you did on the No Time to Die. That would be my pick for my pick. Yeah, anything else? I mean, yeah, there was that controversy about the Bruno song being left out here, and Four Good Days, I don't think we either
Four
of
Good
us
Days
have seen.
is Diane Warren. She's been nominated, I'm not sure, I think some ridiculous amount of times and never have won. So, I mean, you know, the thing is she gets nominated regularly, but usually not for a song that more or less people are familiar with. Certainly that Four Good Days is a movie that most people have not seen or even heard of, was kind of close. And again, right. It's, you know, but, you know, they want to give it to her, but she's gonna, you know, maybe she'll get a special Oscar sometime or something, but again, you know, she gets nominated, but, you know, always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's move on to original score. We have 5 films, starting with Don't Look Up, Nicholas Britell, Encanto, Jermaine Franco, The Power of the Dog, Johnny Greenwood, Dune, Hans Zimmer, and Parallel Mothers, Alberto Iglesias. What do you got for these, Mike?
Okay. Well, Johnny Greenwood, Power of the Dog, I mean, that has, you know, it has its, you know, I thought it was a wonderful score. And of course, he also did Spencer, which not my favorite, but again, you know, he was not nominated for Spencer, so he had 2 potential nominees, and he got in there with that. And then you have Encanto, which is, you know, very popular, and Parallel Mothers, which is a wonderful score. And you have Don't Look Up. I mean, to be honest, you know, the music was not something I remember from Don't Look Up. But I think Dune is going to prevail here as far as getting the Oscar because it's Hans Zimmer, and I was surprised he'd only won once forever ago, so I think they're going to give it to Dune. But I would sort of, I guess I would linger with Parallel Mothers. I mean, it was just it was very, very subdued type score, but it was beautifully used in the movie.
So your pick is, you think the winner will be Dune, and Parallel Mothers is your pick?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to go Dune as the winner. And I'm going to go Power of the Dog. Johnny Greenwood is mine. I'm a big Radiohead fan, and
and score was wonderful.
Interesting score.
Yeah.
His scores are very interesting always, and
right.
He'll continue to work. So, okay. Anything else on score before we move?
Nope. That's about it.
Yes.
No, nothing.
I'm
good.
Okay. Makeup and hairstyling. All right, we got Coming to America. We got Dune, Eyes of Tammy Faye, Cruella, House of Gucci. Mike, who's going to win makeup and hairstyling, and who do you want to win?
Well, I think it's going to be The Eyes of Tammy Faye. But, again, we're talking about one person there as far as actually, Tammy Faye was our one there that, they're working on there, where even something as, out of left field like Coming to America, you had a lot of different, makeup with Eddie Murphy and different people, and certainly Cruella and House of Gucci. I mean, there was a lot of different people where Eyes of Tammy Faye is kind of like one person we're talking about there. But I think Eyes of Tammy Faye will be the winner. But going out on a limb here, I would like to see Cruella. I mean, there was a lot of makeup and hairstyling there that was very funny and very amusing. I enjoyed Cruella. I mean, best picture of the year. But like I said, I think there was, a more going on there than there certainly was in Eyes of Tammy Faye. But so Eyes of Tammy Faye probably the winner, but Cruella would be my choice.
I'm going to agree with you as far as the winner, and I'm going to say as far as what I pick, Eyes of Tammy Faye. My rationale on that is the performance. Her performance isn't going to be what it is without that makeup and hairstyle. So I think it adds to it. And I think as we move on up our list, when we get to actress, I think, we're going to see why there too. So with my pick, at least.
I would like to comment here on House of Gucci. I mean, I enjoyed House of Gucci. It's over the top, operatic, but I had a good time. And there was, basically the makeup there was kind of Jared Leto in his, over the top performance, which I laughed at. I mean, I enjoyed it. But again, that there seemed to be so much hatred for House of Gucci, which, was the one adult film that made money this year. I mean, not that that's the, quality, reason to nominate it, but I mean, I just didn't feel that, that people were so negative towards it. And again, whether it's costumes, whether it's Lady Gaga, I mean, I think there were other things that it certainly should have been nominated for and wasn't. But again, just that's its only nomination.
Yep, only one there. Okay, moving on to sound, we have Best Sound, we have Belfast, No Time to Die, West Side Story, Dune, and The Power of the Dog. Mike, who are your picks here?
Well, Dune is definitely, the sound was amazing, and I think Dune will carry that away, and I would agree with Dune. That would be my choice, and I think that's what's going to win there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go West Side Story here. I think they're going to give something there. Yeah, I think West Side Story, and I think I think you go. I'm maybe torn between No Time to Die and Dune on this. So just for the sake of being different, I'm gonna go No Time to Die as my pick. But I think West Side Story.
The sound was excellent. That was terrific in that. I mean, the sound in all of those was very good. I think the odd one there is Belfast. I mean, you're talking about more or less a kind of like a family drama. I mean, again, the sound was fine, but again, I just couldn't quite see that fitting in with the others. But again,
sometimes you see a bigger.
The sound was terrific. And,
yeah, you'll see a bigger budget movie in this category sometimes, and Belfast, being like a little, like you said, a family drama. Okay, anything else on sound?
No.
Let's do costume design. We got Cruella, Dune, West Side Story, Cyrano, and Nightmare Alley. Mike, who's going to win for Best Achievement in Costume?
Well, I think Cruella is going to win this. I mean, the costumes were not only something else. I mean, they were really, it was part of the story as far as the fashion and that. And again, that would be my choice, even though I did think the costumes were excellent in Dune. Nightmare Alley, the costume's great in West Side Story, and sadly I missed Cyrano. I tried very hard to catch it and couldn't see that. But again, I think Cruella will be my choice, and I think that will get the Oscar also.
Okay, I agree. I think Cruella will win it. I liked the Nightmare Alley costume. I mean, you could give it to Dune, West Side. I mean, it's hard, but I'll go Nightmare Alley is the one I'd like to see win. Just don't think that film got as much love as it did this year. But again, I think Cruella is deserving. I mean, it's gonna win. It's probably a lock.
Nightmare Alley. We'll discuss it later on in picture. But again, sadly it wasn't. It was well received. It did. Let's say fair box office at best. But that Kate Blanchett wasn't nominated, just shocking. So, but like I said, we'll discuss that later.
Okay, let's move on to production design. We have Dune, we have The Power of the Dog, West Side Story, Nightmare Alley, and The Tragedy of Macbeth. Mike, what do you think about production design?
Well, I think production design is going to go to Dune, but I'm going to go out on a limb here because I thought The Tragedy of Macbeth production design was absolutely stunning as far as, getting you into the spirit of the whole piece. And again, with Dune, fabulous, but again, you have a line here. What is visual effects and what is the actual production design? I mean, there's a lot of special effects there that, blend into the production design, and necessarily so. They're creating a whole world. But, no, I think Dune will win it, but I would vote for Tragedy of Macbeth.
Okay.
With a deep dive in Nightmare Alley, which created a whole wonderful world itself.
Sure. Yeah, I'm going to do, any one of these could win. I think Dune, probably. Dune's going to get a lot of love. And, I would go with Nightmare Alley as my pick again. I thought that movie the production on that was just great. I really enjoyed that movie as well. So, all right. And, film editing. We have Don't Look Up. We have King Richard, Tick, Tick, Boom, Dune, and The Power of the Dog. Mike, who do you have?
Well, I think Dune is going to win it here because I think it's going to get a lot of technicals. It was nominated down the line in technicals, no acting, no director, shockingly. But, my choice, I guess I would go with Dune also. I mean, Don't Look Up, I don't see that as like an editing achievement, and certainly not King Richard. I didn't think the technicals were anything to, and King Richard, Power of the Dog was beautifully edited, and Tick, Tick, Boom also, but I think I'll go with Dune in both cases.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dune again. I'm going to say Dune. There's a pattern forming here. Again, I think Dune, and I'd probably go with Dune.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's move on to cinematography. We have Dune, we have The Power of the Dog, we have West Side Story, Nightmare Alley, and The Tragedy of Macbeth. Mike, what do you think about cinematography?
Okay, I think the Oscar will go to Dune. Now, I had a few issues, particularly when people compare those desert scenes to Lawrence of Arabia, which again, they have these orange yellowish filters, which sort of angered me. When I saw it again, I appreciated it a little better, but again, I would go with The Tragedy of Macbeth as far as a beautiful black and white. And there were 4 incredible black and white movies this year. Come On, which I didn't care for the movie, but it looked great. You have Passing, which looked amazing. And Belfast. 4 major black and white movies. Go figure. But again, I would vote for Tragedy of Macbeth. Oh, The West Side Story looked amazing. Power of the Dog looked amazing. Nightmare Alley and Dune. But I think Dune will get it. But like I said, I would lean towards the one black and white in the category.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Power of the Dog might win this one here. And I think I'll go with Power of the Dog as my pick as well.
Okay.